So as many of you know, I tore my bicep tendon, my right bicep tendon, at the meet a week ago this past Saturday. It was a 640-pound deadlift, which it was my second attempt at that weight. It had rolled out of my hand on the second total attempt. So on the third, I repeated it, and I had it just fine, but my bicep tendon just popped. You can take a look at it right here. But anyway, I have to have surgery on it tomorrow to reattach the tendon. As you can see, it looks pretty awesome. There's just purple and black and red and all kinds of different colors. This is actually with it healed quite a bit. It was a lot worse than this for a while. It's starting to turn like the yellow color and all that, where like a bruise does when it starts to heal up. But yeah, so they're going to reattach it tomorrow. I've never had surgery in my life, so I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say I'm worried, I'm just anxious about it a little bit. This is a surgery they do, tens of thousands of times around the country every year. My doctor, Dr. Johnson, is really good at this. He does a lot of them. He came highly recommended from a whole lot of different people. Really knows what he's doing. When I met with him for the pre-surgery consultation today, his demeanor and everything, I have full confidence in his abilities. So it's going to be fine. It's outpatient. It only takes about an hour to do. It's kind of interesting. They're going to actually drill a hole through the radius bone on my forearm, and they will attach some type of filament to the tendon, and they're going to pull the tendon tight against the bone, running the filament through the other side of through the hole in my radius to the other side, and then basically it's the equivalent of like a rivet. It's a metal button that goes on the outside of it that he ties it to, that pulls it and holds it tight on the other side of the bone. So it's going to take. He said that it would take. I'd be in a splint and a sling for the better part of 6 weeks. Maybe the first couple of weeks in the sling, but they're going to put a locking brace on it so that every week during the recovery he can extend my arm about 10 or 15 degrees and eventually get it to where it's fully extended at the end, so I can get full range of motion back with it. But that after that, I will have to do rehab. A lot of the rehab I'll end up doing on my own. I know how to handle that kind of thing. But it'll be 3 or 4 months minimum before I get back to actually training with any real amount of weight. And I'm sure that I'll have to ease my way back into it. I'm not going to be pulling 650 pounds the first day when I get back to it, but it'll come back quick. In the meantime, just going to be blowing up my legs, working my lower body, doing whatever conditioning work I can do, basically one-handed. So it's going to be interesting. I want to redo my planned program, so that it will accommodate all this and come back stronger and leaner, hopefully, at the end of this. No more meets. I won't be able to do any more meets this year. It's already May, so even 4 months from now, we're talking about September, October time period. And that wouldn't give me any time to be ready to do a meet before the end of the year. So I'm going to be focused on training my athletes, helping my athletes. I've got several that are doing some powerlifting and strongman meets coming up. Plan to be there for each of them at their meets. Plan to see them succeed and do really well. And then handle my own rehab in the meantime. And then looks like 2020 is going to be the year. So right now the goal in 2020 is to get to nationals. I qualified for nationals this year, and I would have qualified for worlds at nationals. I'm pretty confident. So next year the plan will be to get to nationals in Vegas for USPA, and then go on to wherever worlds might be towards the end of the year. So most likely I will only do 2, maybe 3 meets next year. The first would be like a warm-up, tune-up meet just to qualify for nationals, just to hit the minimum number I need to go to nationals. Hopefully early in the year, February, March, April, and then go to nationals in June and do well and move on to worlds. Yeah, this year it was in Germany. It may be in Germany again next year. I don't know. We'll see. But those are the plans right now. And if anybody out there has any suggestions or advice on having to how to help with rehab and get through this a little easier, to make it a little bit more efficient, or to heal up in a better fashion, I'm all ears. I don't know everything, and I recognize I don't know everything, so any help I can get from anyone would be much appreciated, and we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to let those that care know what's going on, and I'm looking at this as an experience that I can impart to my athletes, how to possibly avoid, and then also how to deal with it once it happens. This is one of those things that happens to a lot of powerlifters. It's a very common injury. So I look forward to the knowledge of it, knowing how it works, how it happens, how it's healed and rehabbed, and all that kind of thing. So that hopefully I can help other people do it better. So we'll see what goes on, how it works out, and that'll be that. We'll see. Thanks.